Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. And the hype train for Dar al-Teeb continues with this banger right here, Thamin. Now, this is the last of my samples for this run of Dar al-Teeb. I gotta say, what an exceptional house Dar al-Teeb is in terms of its blending and quality in its perfumes. So let's get right to it. So, subhanAllah, what a beautiful scent profile. So, this has to be probably my second favorite from the entire lineup. So, right off the bat, a heavy dose of oud. When I say heavy, animalic, strong, resinous, dark. That every fragrance house has its own signature. Like, for example, Amwaj, is its frankincense for them. For Dar al-Teeb, at least for the various lines that have heavy oud, it is this same strand of type of oud and blend of oud seemingly that is used, which is very beast mode, dark, resinous, projecting, not fecal though. So makes it very classy and very easy to wear as well. So you have this heavy dose of oud, but then it's also coupled with leather. And the differentiator between this and shahla, which also has very similar notes in terms of spices as well, is that it has cardamom, another one of my favorite notes. Yeah, and it projects really well. Like for the next first couple of hours, it projects, and to really experience this, you got to have a full wearing, which I did in the past, and I'm not gonna spray it like 10 times now for the purpose of this video, but I sprayed it quite generously, and it lasts. It has a beautiful aura. It creates a beautiful scent bubble around you, and it projects as well. And this is one of those regal perfumes. Honestly, if I just said this same expression for all of the Dar al-Teebs I've reviewed thus far, it would not be injustice. One of those underrated houses in the West that go fly under the radar as compared to Abdul Samad al-Qurashi and all the others. But this has a higher level of degree of quality, if not the same, right, as all the Abdul Samad al-Qurashis have reviewed. And in fact, I think this is higher, at least, especially for the oud heavy perfume. This is exquisite, and they don't really do play influencers to market it and stuff. So they just let their greatness speak for itself, and you can tell by it. So yeah, another great addition to anyone's perfume collection, and it's perfectly unisex. Anyone can wear this, but it does lean heavily masculine because of those dark notes, and you can layer this with any other perfumes that you like as well. The it dries down to that slightly that cardamom and that oud note. It just simply dries down to that, but there is some other spices in the background. It's not very easy to pick out exactly what they are, but it's another beautiful dry down once again that's heavy on oud and those spices. Should also just mention a general point here that I heard from Abdullah, the CEO of Ajmal. And when I try to do research on various perfumes, I try and look at the actual experts, and that's not influencers, despite what you may think. Those are the actual perfumers, the actual people who create perfumes. So I remember Abdullah saying, when you test a perfume, you should always test it on the dry down. Why? Because most perfume houses that try and create perfumes, they try and invest heavily in the top notes. That's not really what you should be doing in a store, as in you like go in a store, oh, that's great, I'm gonna buy it. No, because that's what they want you to do. No, you should take the time to spray it either on a blotter or your hand, and then just bounce, and then come back in 45 minutes, 50 minutes if you feel like it, you like what the dry down is like, because that's what you're gonna live with. Second thing that I've learned from also interview, I think it was Abdullah who mentioned it himself, is that it's not very easy. And I think the reviewer Ramsey mentioned this as well. It's not very easy to include oud as the base of any perfume and not have it overwhelm the rest of the scent profile. So when you see oud on the base of any scent profile, meaning it dries down to that as opposed to being a top note, you know that they know their stuff, because that is not easy to achieve. And from all the Dar al-Teebs that I've reviewed thus far, specifically that I've chosen that have like a that have oud, that they have this common thread across all of them, that they're heavy on this oud. So yeah, another banger. Sadly, the last of the Dar of Thebes. So the hype train does end with this one, Thamin, and I will see you on the next one. Want to say that obviously not a safe blind buy. Should always try and sample before you buy these things, because they're not only are they expensive, they it's well that's the most important reason. But you may not everyone is on the same journey as far as where they are on with regards to their love for oud or their tolerance of oud as well. I could say myself that maybe a year ago, if I had when I smelled the clone of oud maracuja, I was like, yeah, this is, and in fact blue oud by Ibrahim Al Qurashi, I was like, yeah, this is not for me. It's a little bit too strong. I wanted to love it because I've always had this thought of loving oud, but you need to develop your noses towards it and towards it. So it's a journey, and inshallah we can all progress on this journey. I will see you guys in the next one.